Gordon, the Big Blue engine, is very proud to be an express engine. On occasions, Henry and James would pull it, but no one was more stronger or faster than Gordon. "Hurry, hurry, hurry," he would say to the coaches as they galloped along the countryside, making as good time as they could. Now the coaches are only one of many types used on the Sodor Express since the beginning. Many smaller but pride of their stock of their time had been pulled by express engines come and gone. Many were scrapped and others put aside on disused sidings, in case they might be needed one day. Sometimes it happened, but a lot of the time the old stock would just sit there getting old. One day Edward was waiting with his branch line train when Gordon was getting ready. "You know, little Edward, I see many changes at the other end of the line. You remember those days at Vickerstown before James came? You used to help out round there?" asked Gordon. "I do indeed. The yard round there was so different. You remember Thomas was the one who arranged the coaches," replied Edward. Gordon sighed. "Yeah, they were the days. Now..." Gordon paused. "Now what?" asked Edward, who hadn't been up there in years. "Now it's different. Not many coaches, good sidings gone, our sheds are barely used, and what saddens me is that the sight of shunting coaches that way, it's gone." Edward's heart sank. "I've seen it before, you know. Before you came a lot of things were different, including coaches, and even before me. I hate to say it, Gordon, but your coaches are getting old too." Gordon couldn't argue. The grand terminus at Vickerstown had been demolished after 1925, when a through station had been built. Not much was left after headquarters had relocated and turning facilities moved to Barrow-in-Furness. Modernization was fast to replace the old. Not even diesels were safe. Not long after that day, the Fat Controller was waiting as Gordon backed down on a strange sight. "What in Stevenson's name are these?" Gordon exclaimed. "And where's the express?" "This is the express, Gordon," answered the Fat Controller. "But they're, well, disgraced. I mean, the livery and standard of comfort for the passengers reduced to economic. It's disgraceful." "Ugh!" screeched the coaches in horror. "I'm sorry, Gordon, but British Railways have had cuts and standardised rail travel. If there is to be an express at all, we must flow with the tides of change." The guard's whistle sounded and Gordon departed, leaving a sorrowful Fat Controller. passengers won't like it, he thought. The coaches felt insulted. Economic! Disgraceful! They hissed to each other. We'll pay him out, we will. They soon knew how. I'll never achieve good express speed with these common things, he moaned. They soon reached Gordon's Hill, and they took advantage of his mood to slow him down. He put his might into it and struggled. Then, just as he reached the top, it happened. No one could be sure what the jerk was. The driver and fireman thought they felt a jolt, while the guardians and passengers in the front coach thought Gordon had overshot the peak. Either way, the weight of the train pushed Gordon, and before the brakes could be applied in time, they went hurtling down the hill. Slow down, wailed Gordon in horror, but the danger was already brewing. As he rushed through Marin, the speed and control flashed past the signalman, and he halted all traffic. The alert travelled down the line, and Gordon had his chance. He gave it everything he had to regain control until eventually the train stopped. Up the line, Bear was with a goods train and was on standby. After checking the train, a decision was made. We'll need a diesel to control the brakes better on this train, said the guard. Gordon didn't want to argue. He had had enough of the coaches, and any excuse not to take the train on was welcome. So Bear and Gordon switched. Bear took the express on with no problem, and Gordon took the slow goods train with a chance to recount the day's events. That night, the Fat Controller spoke to them both. The express is to be taken by Bear or any other diesel available for the time being. Gordon, due to the predicament of today's incident, you will be on goods duties until further notice. I know in all my years you have had your share of mishaps, but none as serious as this. I can't make the judgment, Gordon. I wish I could, but I can't. And with that, he went away with a lot on his mind. Runs went smoother with Bear, but he was not pleased. The atmosphere was brewing trouble, and some diesels were pleased to not see Gordon pulling the express. Gordon got depressed, and the other engines began to worry. But if you thought the damage had been done, things were only beginning to get difficult.